Hello to the handful of people that actually watch these videos. Today, I've decided that I want to grill, and I want to grill baby back ribs. I have always loved ribs ever since I was a child, and a few years ago, actually, good Lord, it's more like a decade now ago, I figured out how to make them myself. Now, when I talk about grilling, I'm talking about the fact that I am using a charcoal grill. My oven is gas. If I wanted to cook with gas, I would cook in my oven. I like the flavor that charcoal imparts to the food. That's why I use the grill. That's kind of the whole point for me. Now, if you have a gas grill, that's a you decision. No judgment, I mean, a little bit of judgment. And you want the grilled flavor from charcoal, invest in some liquid smoke. That will really help you. But the first thing that we're going to do today is we're going to build our rub. And because everybody likes measurements, we're going to actually measure it out this time. So I'm going to do a cup of brown sugar, dark brown sugar. That is going to form the base of my rub. You can skip this step if you really, really want to. Me personally, I like my meat to taste more than just like sauce. So that's why I do this. Next up, I have some granulated onion. I am going to add a tablespoon of granulated onion. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of fine garlic powder. Okay. And we're going to do a tablespoon of pepper. Now look, if you like spicy, this is where you would add cayenne or whatever other type of pepper that you want. That is 100% on you. I'm not a huge spicy fan, so we're just going with black pepper. And I'm going to take two very heavy, actually, you know what, three very heavy pinches of salt. I'm going to use my hands to mix this together. Break up the brown sugar. Okay? You want to make sure that this is as mixed as it possibly can be. Okay. Now, starting on the back side. Now, some people will tell you that there's a membrane here that you have to peel off, and if you really want to, go for it. I don't. I have not done it ever in my life. It has never bothered me. It's never made these taste wonky. It doesn't present much of an issue. So, again, we're just spreading this onto the meat. Once we've got the bottom side covered, as best we can, push it in and flip them over. Moving to the top. I like to do this an hour to an hour and a half before they're going to hit the grill, because it gives it time to really penetrate. Using some osmosis, the salt can move these flavors into the actual meat. And that is good, great, excellent, something. Words are not cooperating with me today. But once we're done with this, walk away. Let them go. Wash your hands, though. I mean, look at that. That's kind of gross. When we come back, we'll be doing the grilling. All right, so the grill is lit. It's actually gotten a chance to get all the flaming done. And you'll notice we have all of the charcoal on one side of the grill. The reason behind that is because we want indirect heat. If we put the ribs directly over the coals, they will burn quickly. We don't want that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick up our rack, our first rack, which just looks absolutely lovely. It's going to go right there. This rack is going to go next door like that. And then we close our lid. And we walk away for 45 minutes. We'll be back to flip them after. Okay, 45 minutes are up. Oh, that's beautiful. So now we want to turn them over. You can see even with the indirect heat, there's still a little charring that takes place. Oh, nope, it sure doesn't. But thankfully, since my wife actually loves the charring, those will be good for her. 45 more minutes, and then we'll talk sauce. All right, that's been another 45 minutes. That's the full hour and a half. It's time to talk sauce. Now, sauce is really personal decision. I have my favorite. I'm sure you have yours. You can make your own if you have the time and the patience. I don't. But once you have your sauce and you've got your ribs after their second 45 minutes, we're going to put a coat on the bottom first. Doesn't have to be a thick coat, but we want to make sure everybody gets a little bit of the flavor. Okay. Get this guy back here. You'll see some of that rub has really liquefied and made a kind of a sauce of its own, which is a nice touch, and I love when that happens. Okay. You too, camera person, Harley?
Yep.
All right. Now, that's done. We're going to flip these back over. Whoop. There we go. Ow. Pinched myself with the tongs. Because, you know, it can't be Josh cooking without Josh hurting himself. And we're doing, now this is just the first coat. I normally prefer to do 2, but you can do, frankly, as many as you want, or as few as you want. This is kind of like the crumb coat on a cake. It's the first one to get the process started. And then we'll really slather some on later. Give this 10 to 15 minutes to just kind of get in there and cook just a little bit more. And for this one in the back, which is a little closer to the coals, we're going to let it get a little char on it so that my wife can get her favorite section, because she do love to char.
Yeah, we're not allowed to touch it.
No, kids are not allowed to touch the char. Actually, you know what? I'm a little paranoid and we have some room, so I'm going to pull this back just a touch, because there's a lot of sizzle going there. And I'm not talking about Terrell Suggs. All right, about 10 minutes. The next time that you're going to see me is when we're cutting these back in the kitchen. I'm not going to make you watch me sauce it multiple times. And we're good. The ribs are out. They've been sauced. And they look absolutely beautiful. Just mwah. Now, before I start cutting the ribs, I do want to make a point. You hear the term often, fall off the bone. I think that is an industry term meant to fool and beguile you to what happens in restaurants. Because when you're making the ribs yourself, they shouldn't fall off the bone. If they're falling off the bone, you've overcooked them. There should be a little bit of bite to them. Okay? All right. That little bit of business out of the way. I also recommend don't go with the giant knife because you're just going to hit the bones. Little knife will do you right.
Baby knife.
Yes, baby knife. Thank you for quoting Deadpool. Got to follow the bone. You can see a little bit of a smoke ring, which is one of the things that you want from your ribs. All right. Before the camera person's drool ruins my phone, should probably finish this up so we can eat. We'll be back next week with something else. If you like this video, please hit like. And why don't you subscribe? Share me with your friends. Maybe, I don't know, I can get more than 5 people to actually watch these.